Okay, we're going to go over the greatest common factor. So to go over what a greatest common factor is, the greatest common factor is the largest factor that goes into all your terms. So the steps, we're going to first factor each term, then circle the factors that each term has in common, bring out the factors that both have in common, then simplify and check your answer. So our first problem that we have is 8x squared plus 20x. So we're going to first factor each term. So I'm going to take 8 and factor it, and I can factor it in 4 and 2. And then 4 I can rewrite as 2 times 2. 20 I can factor as 4 times 5. And then 4 I can factor as 2 times 2. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2 times 2 times 2, and I have x squared, so it's going to be x plus the 20 is now 2 times 2 times 5x. Okay, from here, I'm going to circle the parts that I have in common in both terms. So I have at least 2 2's in each, so I'm circling 2 2's, and each term at least have 1x. Okay, so I'm going to pull that out of the terms. And so on the outside, I have 2 times 2, because that's what both, and 1x. And so I took that out of both terms. And what I have left on the inside is 2x plus 5. I'm just going to simplify that. 2 times 2 is 4x times 2x plus 5. So what we just did was the opposite of multiplication. So what I can do now is check and see if this is the correct answer. So this is my final answer, and if this answer is correct, if I go backwards and multiply this back into here, that should give me my original. So 4x times 2x gives me 8x squared. 4x times 5 is 20x. And this matches our original, so that means this answer right here is correct. Okay, so let's talk about this second example here. So for our second example, we're going to do this problem here. Okay, in this example, I'm actually going to show you an easier way of how to do this. So you can still do it the way that I did it in the first example, but in this example, instead of factoring it all the way down, look at your two numbers. What is the largest number that goes into both 14 and 21? Well, that's 7. 7 goes into 14, and 7 goes into 21. And then look at your x's. We have x cubed and x. You at least have one x in both terms. So 7x is our greatest common factor. From here, I think of what times 7x gives me 14x cubed. Well, 2 times 7 is 14. And then x squared times x gives me x cubed. So I'm going to write x squared. Plus, what times 7 gives me 21? Well, that is 3. And then I already have an x, so this is my final answer. All I need to do is multiply and verify that I did it correctly. So 7x times 2x squared is 14x cubed. 7x plus 3 times 3 is 21x. So when I multiplied, I got my original answer. So this right here is the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to the next example. So on this one, what is the largest number that goes into 50 and 18? I believe that the largest number that goes into 50 and 18 is 2. And that's the only number I can take out. So what times 2 gives me negative 50? That's negative 25x cubed. What times 2 gives me 18? 9. Okay, take a second and look at this. Is there any number that 25 and 9 have in common? I can't think of anything, so I think this is my final answer. So let's just multiply and check. So 2 times negative 25 is negative 50x cubed. 2 times 9 is 18. If you have a question on this assignment, please let me know, but that's how you factor the greatest common factor.